maintain their position and place in this world as the satanic leaders. These are the people that are at the very top that deliver the food to the beast. Okay, that's it, man. That is their God, metaphor or otherwise, man. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's in a very real, tangible sense. It's affecting our lives profoundly. We're not free. Anybody that's so deluded that they think they were born free because they're born in America, I feel sorry for you. Wake up, man. Okay, we've gotten less and less free for a long, long time, at least since 1963 that I know of. Okay, it's unnatural that our cost of living tax continues to go up. And there's no discussion about that from the mainstream media and all the problems that that's inducing in our society. All the problems, all these money lending operations, the check cashing, payday loans, all this, man, all the home foreclosures, all this crap, man, from currency debasement, from raising our cost of living tax. Do you understand the national debt? You know what a big deal that is? Trump knows that. What do you think? Why not? He's trying, of course, to get this thing down if he can. But remember, when you're trying to turn a ship, for a while, it's actually going, maybe not the exact same direction, but it's still kind of going that direction. And then it's going the wrong direction for a while, right? As, you know, a circle is, and it's got to turn a 180. But even when it's doing 90 degrees, it's still, okay, it's still not going the right direction. So if he's got to borrow more money, then let's trust him. He's a smart guy. I think he's a good guy. I think he knows what he's doing. I do. I really think he understands that, you know, being a multi-billionaire was essentially vapid at the end of the day. And it was all temporal and kind of just whimsical and passing and fleeting and all that. But he wants to do something great. He wants to be a godly man, I believe. I could be wrong, but let's, you know, give him the benefit of the doubt. No matter what you believe, let's work with him and let's just fix our damn problems. JFK was a Democrat. I don't care what these people are. If Trump was a Democrat, I would have voted for him just the same. I wish Cynthia McKinney, beloved woman, honest woman, I wish if she ran for president, I would vote for her so frickin' quickly. So frickin' quickly. I would love to see Cynthia McKinney as president. Love to. Black woman, as everybody knows, right? It's like, dude, we've got to get it together here, man. I don't even know if she's a Democrat. I don't care. She's such a righteous human being. So I don't care. Democrat, Republican, Martin Luther King Jr. I don't care. Trump, Republican, Democrat, womanizer, liar, whoremonger. I mean, you know, call him what you will, a pompous a-hole. Yeah, I guess I can see all that stuff. But I also say he's just a man. I mean, am I any better than... I don't want to be any better than anybody, man. I'm a whoremonger. You know, you ever sleep with a prostitute? What do you think? You think God separates the prostitute is lower than the guy that pays to sleep with her? Come on, they're both the same. So, you know, we're all kind of effed up. And Trump's no exception. But give the guy a break, man. Let's see if he can turn this ship around. What we're looking for is paying off this debt. We're looking for our currency to be worth more. So you're looking for deflation, cost of living, tax deflation. Burden to be lifted off our shoulders. That's what we're looking for. A lower work week, prosperity, a path to freedom. You understand? We've got to. Because happiness is like a loaf of French bread. Okay, there's several ingredients. And at the top of that list of ingredients, of course, we know in French bread it's going to be the wheat. But in the case of happiness, it's going to be our happiness. And right there next to it, adjacent below it, is security. We need to be out of fear. And if we're in fear, we're going to be pissed off. We're going to be angry, disgruntled, discombobulated. Okay, so we want to see clearly. There's another ingredient. We've got to have clarity of thought. And only God can give us that. They get out of the muddied, bloodied waters, come out of the Babylon, come out of confusion, this deliberately imposed confusion that we're all having to contend with, and come to Him for clarity of thought, the logic and reason behind having some faith and only trusting God, that we can't fix things on our own. And it's not fair to expect any human being to give us the advice, the counsel we need to fix things inside ourselves. We've got to decide that God is the only answer. And I'm struggling along with everybody else. Don't think I'm sitting here all overcome and I'm all just on easy street and I have clarity of thought all the time. I mean, nothing could be further from the truth. My mind is reeling as I speak. My mind, I'm a writer. I mean, my mind is reeling all the time. Oh, can I remember this thought before I have time to stop the car and get it down on paper? Oh God, I lost that thought. Help me to remember it. What was I thinking? I thought it was so profound and all this. I mean, it's tough being human. And, like I said over and over, I thank God that God understands it's tough being human. So the best I can do for you is just as a friend, as a brother, as a servant of God, a friend to God, his son. That's the best I can offer, okay, is to just impart this idea that you need God, we need God, I need God, we all need God. And there's no getting around it. And when you understand how clear, simple, and concise it is, man, you will chuck all this crap, all this nonsense. They're feeding us, man. These establishmentarians, the age of the establishmentarian is just about over. The status quo, man, the rubber's meeting the road, the chips they're down, and we're, the pedals to the metal, and we're going to find out what's what. Okay, it's all going to come out in the wash very soon. That it's all nonsense. All this crap, you can just throw it away and come into the graces of God with the logic and the reason and see how clear it is. What is God's will for us? He wants us to get along for God's sake. He wants us to literally care about others and treat others, to think about others and speak about others and do unto others as we would like done to us in all those things, our thoughts and words and everything. That's it. And if we could just do that one thing, we would please God. And when you please God, who is the grantor of happiness, who's going to give it to you? He's going to give it to us. So we're going to get that freedom, that absolute universal freedom. We're going to get that universal absolute security. We're going to get that universal absolute sense of being out of fear, okay, through the security. And we're going to have that clarity of mind, the bliss that's going to come from simplifying our lives, from realizing that we can work a lot less if we're doing things that are productive. I mean, for God's sake, the vast majority of jobs in society today revolve around the problems, folks. I mean, you think we're not in a lot of trouble? We are in a lot of trouble. Do you understand? So people say, why on earth would we want to get rid of the problems? Okay, why would you want to end desperate poverty when you know it's the driver of all these jobs in the social welfare industry, in the debt industrial complex, in the criminal industrial complex, in the any of these complexes that benefit from the problems? Okay, there's three of them right there. We got the dubious warfare. That's a huge complex right there too, because a guy will go to a righteous war willingly. He might even pay to do it. But he doesn't need to be conscripted, in other words. But for a war that he's researched and says, no, I don't want to be involved in that, then, hey, you guys want to have war, go to it. Do it like a gladiatorial sport. And you guys can go shoot them up. You don't know each other personally, but you can play your little game and shoot them up. And, who can stop you? It's free will choice to do that. In the meantime, we shouldn't be dragged into it, and people shouldn't be induced into it because of financial desperation, as being an incentive, a motivator, an ulterior motive to doing the right thing, serving your country, and fighting for the freedoms of all of us. And not to get on some jingoistic spiel here, but listen, we know that there's a lot of valiant, good-hearted people in the military. We all know that. And I appreciate them, and I tried to be one of them on the morning of 9/11. I tried to join the National Guard. My dad was a Marine. I mean, I got law enforcement, low level and high level in my family, extended family. So I am, I'm not poo-pooing our military. I understand, that this is a historical thing, and kingdom been rising up against kingdom all through the ages, and so there's just cause to go kick some a-hole's butt. For example, Hitler. But not to be involved in these things that people don't know why the hell we're there, okay? Vietnam and freaking in the Middle East, North Africa and Libya there. What on earth? What are we doing? What are we doing? So, yeah, there's a lot of industries. So some people would say, why would you want to dry up desperate poverty when it drives all those jobs? It's absurd. You understand how imbued, marinated in evil our whole species, a whole race is. And we need God. It's that simple. Admit it, confess it, turn to God to change your opinion. Ask, are my opinions on any of these controversial issues here at hand, are they wrong, God? Could it be that I've been deceived and deluded? Then change it. Give me the right opinion about this or that. Okay, that's all it takes. You ask for something really good, wisdom,